can't find my house keys. Could you please give me a new set?
I'm afraid I can't give you new keys, Doris. In fact, I'm happy you lost your keys. It might be an opportunity for you to stay away from my house.
Huh, your house. Haha. You weren't even born when my husband purchased that house.
Well, I live there with my husband now. Even though he's your son, you don't have the right to show up whenever you want.
Oh, but I have every right, silly. I'm his mom, and it's my house.
No, it's not. Your husband gifted the house to Sam and me as our wedding present. Have you forgotten?
It's you who hasn't forgotten anything. You signed a prenuptial agreement, remember?
Of course I remember, Doris. Unlike you, I didn't marry for money. That's why I didn't hesitate to sign the prenup when you made me.
Say whatever you want, but please give me new keys or I'll change the locks. I need to check on the house for the week.
No, I'm tired of your involvement in our marriage. Please respect our boundaries as a couple.
Oh, shut up. You're just jealous of the relationship I have with my son?
Mom, you have a husband, but you me sleep on the couch throughout last week. You even slept on the same bed as Sam. Why should I be jealous of this relationship?
Maybe once you become a parent, you'll understand. My entire focus is on my only child, Sam. I will do everything for him.
Even feeding and bathing him? How ridiculous.
Absolutely. A child never outgrows the need for parental care.
This is absurd.
This is not the matter now. No! What I need are the keys to my own house.
I won't be providing you with new keys to my house. Take care of your own home. By the way, Mr. Arthur and Sam are on a trip. You seem to forget a lot. Sam isn't at home.
No, I remember it clearly because I miss my husband and my son. I'm not even sure everything is in order for his return.
You don't need to worry about that. Sam is my husband and I'll handle things before he returns home.
Oh, stop with the nonsense. You're useless to Sam. You even make him do his own laundry, bed, and prepare meals sometimes. I've had enough of you, and I want you to leave the house immediately.
You can't be serious, Doris. Where do you expect me to go?
I don't mind wherever. I've never liked you, and now I have a good reason to finally get rid of you. I'm coming over with friends, and by the time I arrive, you better go.
How long have you been scheming this, Doris? Waiting until Mr. Arthur and Sam were away just so you could kick me out? I'm skeptical they'll approve of this.
I'm not concerned about their opinions. I believe I know what's best for them. Removing a worthless daughter-in-law like you from my son's life is a significant favor. I'm tired of our arguments. Just go away.
You don't have the right to manipulate Sam's life like this.
I don't care. Never contact us again.
You'll be sorry for this, Doris.
Oh my goodness. Where are you, babe? I just got home, and I've been looking for you all over the house.
Well, your mom kicked me out last night.
What? Why did she do that?
Yeah, she said I was useless to you and needed me out. I don't blame her, though. You tolerated this.
Don't say that, babe. I never knew it would come to this.
But what did you expect? Letting her do everything for you and having me sleep on the couch while she sleeps on the bed with you?
You don't understand, babe.
Then make me understand.
My mom was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, and it got worse after she gave birth to me. All I've ever known is her control because whenever I refused her anything, she did something extreme.
What do you mean? She has narcissistic personality disorder?
She made me skip a whole semester at school just because I attended a party without her, and that's just a mild example.
Did she go to college with you?
Practically. She'd always come on weekends.
Wow, that's insane.
You have no idea. I was homeschooled from kindergarten to high school, and I wasn't allowed to have any close friends.
But she can't keep doing this to you. You're an adult now.
Yeah, I got that. I've been trying to make her stop, but she cries so intensely that it affects her health, and I genuinely can't bear to see her unwell.
This situation is more challenging than I imagined. But why did she approve of our marriage?
It's because she recognized my sincere love for you. When I first told her about you, she was furious. I reacted by refusing to eat or talk to her. Then she was afraid that I might harm myself and reluctantly agreed to let me marry you, but only under the condition that you sign a prenup.
She believed that no one could love you for the version of you that she raised. That's why she suspected that others were only interested in your wealth.
Exactly. She was surprised when you readily signed the prenup. Since then, she's been trying to find a way to force you out of the house. She hoped you would get tired and leave. That's why she became twice as annoying.
So, she became more annoying in the hope that I would leave?
Yes, but since you didn't, I think she grew impatient and decided to take matters into her own hands.
Well, we need to put a stop to this.
Totally agreed. I'll talk to her and bring you back home.
No, don't. I have a plan.
All right, but where are you?
I'm at my parents' house. Meeting there at 7:00 p.m.
Okay, babe. I'm on my way. Please be safe. I love you.
I love you too.
Hey, Mom. Dad and I just returned from our trip.
Now your dad can finally give me some space. He always talks about needing time with you and claims that I make you spend all your time with me.
Lo, I know you missed me, Mom.
Of course I did. Are you back home now, son?
Yes, Mom. But I couldn't find Lily anywhere. Do you know where she is?
No, I chased her away.
I knew you wouldn't be able to keep up with her for much longer.
Oh my God! She became so unbearable. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah, even I got tired of her. She was just so useless.
Exactly, you have absolutely no need for her, son. I'm all you'll ever need.
Of course you are, Mom. She only cared for herself, and I wonder why I even fell in love with her.
Well, now that she's gone, her spell on you is broken.
Oh, that explains it. Thanks a lot for saving me, Mom.
Certainly, you're my son, and I'll always be there for you.
But what about having children, Mom? I want to have my own family and care for them the way you care for me.
Yes, that's a wonderful idea, son. I adore children.
Yeah, but I'll need a woman to make that happen.
Oh, come on. You don't need anyone. You can consider using a surrogate or I've.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. You're so smart, Mom.
Lily and the others are completely useless in your life. You won't miss her.
Yeah, you're right, Mom. I'm so relieved she's gone. She even made me clean the toilet. How annoying.
Ugh, she's so frustrating. I firmly told her never to contact us again.
That's fantastic, Mom. Thanks a lot for always taking care of me.
I love you, son. I'm on my way now. I miss you so much.
All right, Mom. I'll be waiting for you. I love you, too.
Hello, darling. I've been wanting to talk to you about something.
Sure, what's wrong?
I don't know how you'll react, but I feel it's important to say that I'm truly sorry.
You're worrying me now. Just tell me what's going on.
I got someone pregnant.
What? Are you serious?
I'm so sorry, darling. Please forgive me.
Why would you do this to us?
Well, you're always busy with Sam, and I've been feeling really lonely.
That's not an excuse. Sam is our son. Who else would I be with?
Me. I'm your husband, and I thought I deserved some fun, too.
But I allowed you to go on that trip with Sam. How could you betray me like this?
Sam kept talking about you the whole trip. He didn't recognize how miserable I was. He has no experiences of his own, and he's 30.
What does Sam's experiences have to do with you getting another woman pregnant?
Since marrying you, I realized I've missed out on personal experiences.
Due to the lack of your attention, I decided to create some for myself.
Oh my God! But you're too old for this, Arthur. Are you trying to relive your teenage years, seeking attention, excitement, and new encounters?
Well, getting married to a 25 man, I missed out on a lot of fun. Now it's even worse because you've been with Sam all the time. He'll end up in my shoes, looking for excitement in all the wrong places because he never had any before.
You're talking nonsense. Sam tells me he has a great time with me.
Speaking of age, don't you think you're too old to have fun with Sam? Maybe you should consider joining a club with people your own age.
Me, old?
Yeah, you're getting on in years, and I'm tired of you. That's why I found someone half your age.
Come on, tell me you're joking.
No, I'm not. Lily is 5 months pregnant, and I want a divorce to marry her.
Lily? Sam's wife?
Well, she's no longer Sam's wife. I thought you both didn't need her anymore.
You're insane, Arthur. Lily is still Sam's official wife since their divorce procedure isn't finalized.
Tomorrow, Lily and I will serve the divorce papers. I wanted to inform you about us.
This is unbelievable. How can you do this to your wife and son?
Since it seems like you and Sam only care about each other, you can continue doing that. I'll be reclaiming the house I gave to Sam, and you won't be allowed back there.
No, I am your wife, and nobody can take you away from me.
But you took Lily's husband away from her.
That's not the same thing. I'll never let you get married to Lily. You're mine.
But you can't change anything.
You're too old, rude, and weak, and I don't want you anymore.
You can't properly care for me while caring for Sam. You'd break down.
I won't. I'm capable.
No, Doris, you'll need to make a choice between me and Sam. Keep in mind that Sam is left with nothing because you didn't allow him to live his own life. If you choose him, both of you will end up homeless and hungry.
But Lily is already pregnant with your child.
She can return to Sam. I mean, who cares, right?
What? No. She doesn't know how to care for Sam. Who will look after him? I'm all yes.
He's an adult and he'll learn to take care of himself just as everyone does. He'll be fine. I'll entrust the house to him. However, if you don't accept, I'll take everything, divorce you, and marry Lily.
No, this is unfair.
At least now you can empathize with how Lily felt when you took her husband from her against her will.
I didn't think of it like that. I thought I was just looking out for my son.
Well, now you can see the pain you've caused Sam, Lily, and even me.
I apologize, Arthur. I will choose you. Please, I don't want to be homeless. I beg of you. But you have to settle things with Lily so she can go far away. I don't want her near us anymore.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
What? Why not? Sam can't be with Lily. She didn't know how to take care of him. That's not to mention she's pregnant with your child. Don't you care about his feelings?
Well, Sam mentioned that he's okay being with her, but he's concerned about ending up homeless.
Wait, is Sam aware of the situation?
Absolutely he knows, and he readily agreed to it.
I don't believe you.
Well, feel free to confirm with him directly. You need to make a decision by tomorrow or divorce papers will be served.
I've made up my mind. I just want to talk to my son first.
Okay, I'll inform Lily to hold off on the divorce. I regret that it has come to this, darling.
Oh, come on. Sam, I can't believe you agreed to continue your marriage with that worthless woman.
I assume you've talked to Dad. I had no other option.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
What do you mean?
So, you'd rather stay with a woman who betrayed you. I mean, she's pregnant from your dad. Did you know that? If I were in your shoes, I'd choose to be homeless.
So, did you decide to be homeless?
No, I didn't, because I can't be homeless when my husband has many houses.
So you chose to stay with a man who betrayed you? Someone who got your son's wife pregnant? You have no shame either, Mom, and you're nothing but a hypocrite.
You talk like that to your mother. How dare you?
Well, it's because I've come to realize you've never truly loved or cared about me.
Stop talking nonsense.
But it's the truth, Mom. You've always done as you please, leaving the rest of us to put up with it.
You were putting up with me.
Yes, Mom, I was. All you did was invade my personal space and essentially take over my life.
No, I cared for you in a way that nobody else could, not even Lily. And this is how you repay me, you ungrateful and foolish person.
Why should I be thankful to you? You made it impossible for me to work or be independent. But you're willing to kick Lily out of the house just because you hate her. How do you expect me to survive?
You really are a disgrace. Instead, you prefer to stay married to someone who's pregnant with your father's child. It can't be acceptable.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, Mom, but Lily is pregnant with my child, not Dad's.
You're so foolish. I shouldn't have wasted my time on you.
I'm glad you finally realized it, so you can leave Lily and me alone to raise our child.
Stop talking nonsense. Lily isn't pregnant with your child. You haven't seen her since I chased her away?
Yes, she is 5 months pregnant, Mom. You chased her out 5 months ago, but you weren't aware of her pregnancy at the time. I didn't know either.
This is so confusing.
I talked to Lily the day after you kicked her out of the house, and went to see her. She revealed that she had been waiting for me to return from the trip to share some good news with me.
You stupid boy, you deceived me. You told me you were happy she was gone.
It was all part of a plan.
What plan?
Lily's plan was to make you experience the consequences of your actions.
And your dad was involved. You all plotted against me?
No, it was the only way to make you realize the kind of person you've become. And you know what? It worked perfectly.
Oh my goodness, Sam, you're so naive. Lily will make you take responsibility for yourself, and even for her. You'll have to work and earn money to support your child, and it won't be easy.
Dad takes care of himself. He said he would support me. I just need you out of my life so I can start taking responsibility for these things.
Are you serious? Did you go through all of this just to remove me from your life?
Yes, and it was worth it. I don't want you anywhere near my family anymore. So just stay away from us.
I won't. What are you going to do about it?
You'll figure it out soon since you refuse to leave Lily and I alone.
If you think this will make me back down, you're delusional.
All right then, watch out.
You heartless person. I need to see my son and grandchild.
How did you obtain my new contact? Why are you persistently following us?
I acquired it from your father. He informed me that you and your family had left the country.
We were compelled to leave because you refused to leave Sam and me alone. And Sam couldn't bear it if you faced legal consequences. But at this point, I think he'd be delighted to have you in jail.
You deceitful woman! Return my son and grandson to me.
Perhaps you should focus on reconciling with your husband first.
He also has a restraining order against me, and I had to bail myself out the last time I attempted to contact him.
Stop harassing us, or you will find yourself behind bars permanently.
I hate you so much. I regret the day you walked into my family's life. You took my family away from me, you monster.
You brought this upon yourself, Doris. Sam warned you, but you chose not to listen.
How was I to know that Arthur truly divorced me and the entire family, filing a restraining order against me?
You deserve this. You don't deserve a family. You're sick and you need assistance.
No, what I need is a place to live. I have been sleeping on the streets and chilly floors.
Mr. Arthur warned you, but you chose to disregard it. Well, there are countless others sleeping on the streets. At least you're not alone.
Just reveal where my son and grandson live so I can live with them. I also don't want to see you there either. You must be gone by the time I arrive.
You're quite delusional. Sam has no intention of reconnecting with you.
Well, that's because you manipulated him. I believe that if I can communicate with my son, he'll allow me back into his life.
No, he wouldn't. He's very busy, and the last thing he wants is your interference.
I knew it! I warned him that you would make him suffer, but he didn't listen. You're making my son work while you're idle all day. You'd better homeschool my grandson when he reaches the appropriate age.
I won't. I don't want to repeat your mistakes with my own child. Mike will go to school with his friends. I'll respect his independence and only intervene when absolutely necessary.
You're a useless mother, and you're an even worse wife. I hope my son divorces you so I can take care of him and my grandson. I'm confident I would do a better job.
If you were a competent wife and mother, why do your husband and son dislike you so much?
Because you've somehow enchanted them. No reasonable person would choose to be with a woman as useless as you.
Only someone as irrational as you would stay with someone like yourself. That's why your husband and son are avoiding you.
I'll reconnect with them eventually. They're my family and you can't separate us.
Good luck trying to reach them, but don't contact me again. I'm blocking you now, so stay away or I'll take legal action for harassment.
You won't get away with this, Lily. Remember my words.
Goodbye, Doris.
Hello there, Rosalind. Are you available? Did you mention anything recently?
Is it possible that I said something? I can't think of any. Why do you inquire? Do you believe you heard me say something?
I just thought I heard you say something to me as I was leaving the house. But I've been half asleep since last night. So nothing happened?
I don't believe I mentioned anything, nor do I believe anything weird has occurred. I'm sorry you're having such odd feelings about things.
So, just tell me what it is you want to tell me. I'm sure you have something to say to me, so say it.
I can only think of one thing that might be worth telling you. Yesterday, I received a message from an old friend with whom I studied abroad.
So, there is someone you haven't actually spoken to in what time period? 10 years?
In fact, it will have been 11 years. But, in any case, she appears to have elected to remain in Germany, where she has lately obtained permanent residency. But she contacted me to let me know that she will be returning home for a short vacation next month, and asked if I wanted to meet up when she was here.
Oh, I see. That sounds like a lot of fun. And you might inquire about what it's like to live in a country such as Germany?
Yes, but I'd have to drive quite a distance to meet up with her, and the only day she claims she'll Be available is Sunday. And you already know how I feel about leaving the house unoccupied for that long. Plus, because school would be out, I'd have to bring Kiera with me.
What exactly are you referring to? I'll stay at home and care for Kiera. You should go see your pal. That sounds like a fantastic time.
Wait, what? Are you sure about this? You don't mind if I went to meet her?
Of course, we'll stay home and keep an eye on the house while you go out and have some fun. It's actually not a problem at all.
It's just that I recall you saying how much you dislike having to babysit all day, so I didn't want to presume you would.
Yes, but that was a long time ago when Kiera was a baby, and I had no idea what I was doing. But, besides, I was only complaining, and I wasn't serious.
Is that true? So I think I misunderstood. Okay then, if you don't mind, that would be fantastic.
Who do you think I am? Did you honestly believe I wouldn't keep an eye on my own child? I'm confident I'll be able to handle it.
It's not that I didn't believe you could accomplish it. I guess I was astonished that you recommended it.
So I believe there are still some aspects of me that I can surprise you with. Besides, I believe that was a lot more energetic before we married. I mean, I used to think you were really amazing.
Do you believe it was because I was unmarried and you were attracted to me? But certainly, life was much more liberating before marriage.
And you used to have so many friends and travel so much more. But it seems like you haven't gone out much since we got married. I'm concerned that you're overly stressed. But, you know, if you truly wanted to, I wouldn't object if you went out more and did stuff with people you like.
Wait a minute. You really mean it? You don't mind if I went out more?
No way. Why would you ever consider it? Furthermore, it appears that you will not be able to see this friend for a long time. So you should take advantage of the opportunity while you still have it.
Okay, if you truly don't mind, I'll take you up on your offer and go see my friend.
Perfect. I wish you a great time. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions.
I will. Thank you once more. I can't believe how much fun this will be. 1 month later. Hello there. I just wanted to let you know that I finally saw my pal. Oh, and I forgot to give Kiera her medicine this morning. Could you please do that? It should be on the medicine cabinet's top shelf. I'm sure Kiera could point it out for you if you don't know which bottle it is.
Medicine? What precisely do you mean? What kind of drug are you referring to?
So she got that cold yesterday, right? So we have medicine that we must administer to her after she has eaten.
Yes, I see. That's not going to work because I have to go to the office today. Can you believe it? They called me in to work on a Sunday.
Oh, you're at work now. What happened to Kiera? Where did you leave her?
Don't worry about Kiera. I just dropped her off with Ariel.
Wait a minute. Do you mean my sister? Was she there? She didn't mind being asked to keep an eye on Kiera.
Yes, I guess she's always home on weekends. She's usually working in her garden, you know.
But I still feel horrible for her. I mean, being asked to babysit someone unexpectedly, and on a day when you thought you'd have the day off.
I get what you mean, but it's not the same when it's family. And you've seen how great they get along.
Sure, but I'm hoping Kiera isn't causing too much difficulty for Ariel. You know how unhappy she gets, even when we merely drop her off at preschool.
I'm confident everything will be okay. Kiera is undoubtedly ecstatic to be with Ariel. I don't anticipate any issues.
Do you truly believe Ariel is capable of babysitting? You realize she's a touch odd, right?
Yeah, she's an unmarried woman living with a slew of dogs, so she's certainly unusual. If you ask me, she's essentially a hermit.
She's a bit of a recluse, but I adore her home. There's also a small creek nearby. I've always thought that would be a great area for a child to play outside.
You could be correct about some of that. Kiera, in fact, became really enthusiastic when I told her that we were heading there. By the way, how are you doing? Are you having a good time?
Yes. We're having so much fun catching up. We've only just arrived at the restaurant.
Okay, do you mind if I message you right now? I understand if you want to talk later since you're out.
Oh, my friend just gone to the bathroom, so I have some time to text.
Nice. So, after the two of you have finished eating, do you have any exciting plans?
I imagined we'd just wander around some of the tourist attractions. We're eating a light lunch, so we'll probably order something else later.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm delighted you're able to do all of this.
Well, thank you so much for volunteering to keep an eye on Kiera, even if it didn't turn out the way we expected. Anyway, good luck with your work. I'm sorry you had to work on your day off.
Yes, there was just one client who insisted on having some items done by Monday morning, so we didn't really have a choice. I'm very sorry. I thought I'd be able to stay at home with Kiera all day.
It appears that you had no say in the situation, but that's fine. You shouldn't be concerned. But I guess that means I need to go see Ariel and thank her for keeping an eye on Kiera. On the same day. Are you there, Ariel? I was wondering if Bernie had already paid you a visit today.
Hey, sis. I don't think I've seen Bernie today. Why do you inquire?
I'm curious if he's still working, but it's too late. I apologize for keeping you with Kiera right now.
What exactly do you mean?
I mean, I know she can be a handful, but in any case, I'm on my way to pick her up from you right now. And I just wanted to apologize for asking you to watch her at such short notice.
Oh no, I'm still completely perplexed. Do you believe I have Kiera? Because I'm sad to say I don't.
However, Bernie informed me that he had left her with you.
Is that what he said? I hadn't seen him or Kiera all day.
Bernie was supposed to stay at home with Kiera since I had plans with a friend, but he got called in for work. So he informed me that he left her with you because he couldn't watch her any longer. That is why I'm on my way to your house right now.
I'm truly sorry, but I don't know what to say to you. I had some errands to run, so I wasn't home all day. He may have tried to come up to see me, but I was most likely not home.
However, he informed me that he had left Kiera with you. He claimed you had her.
That is truly strange. You don't think he'd just leave her on my doorstep and driven away, do you?
He would never do something like that. We're talking about our 3-year-old daughter, after all. He wouldn't do that, would he?
I sincerely hope he doesn't. That's insane.
Please wait a moment as I take a phone call.
So, while you're on the phone, I'm going to go around my house and see if I can't figure out what's going on.
I'm very sorry for everything. I have no idea what's going on. Thank you for looking into it. On the same day.
Oh, I just got off work. What a fantastic day. Have you picked up Kiera from Ariel's yet?
I was about to go pick her up until I realized I didn't have to.
What exactly do you mean? Did Ariel wind up driving Kiera back to our place?
No. I went to pick up Kiera.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
I simply meant that I picked Kiera up from the police station rather than Ariel's house.
Wait, Kiera was in the police station. But why is that? Is there something going on?
If you're curious, the cops called me. They said they had snatched her up and were holding her.
What exactly does this mean?
Kiera was apparently discovered roughly 2 kilometers distant from Ariel's home. They stated that she appeared to have been wandering for hours. So tell me what's going on, since I thought you left Kiera with my sister. Why was Kiera discovered wandering around by herself?
What do you mean? That's not my fault. I did as I stated and brought her to Ariel's house.
Ariel was gone much of the day running errands?
So, Ariel wasn't even home for most of the day?
Yes, she wasn't. So, would you mind telling me what you did with Kiera?
So I drove her to Ariel's house, dropped her off, walked her to the front door, rang the doorbell, and then drove away. I thought she was home.
So you just left our daughter there without even checking to see if anyone was home? Are you mad?
I'm truly sorry. I truly believe she was at home. This is all a massive mistake, I swear.
This is unbelievable. What made you think that was a good idea? Why would you abandon her like that? Were you late for anything?
I believe I was so anxious about work and couldn't stop thinking about it, so I didn't bother checking to see if anyone was home. I'm truly sorry.
Ariel told me everything. She was faster than I was in getting to the police station.
So, I assume you two are now together?
That's correct. Ariel has some things she wants to express to you as well. Ariel texts Bernie on Rosalind's phone.
Hello, this is Ariel. I was simply letting you know that I arrived to the police station before Rosalind. I sat with Kiera until she arrived.
I just wanted to thank you so much for accomplishing all of this and apologize for the misunderstanding. I never expected something like this to happen to me.
Rosalind and Kiera are currently eating at my house.
Apparently, the cops offered Kiera some of their food, but I believe she was too terrified to eat.
As a result, she hasn't eaten anything since breakfast.
I'm very sorry for everything. I just don't know what to say about this. I'm so ashamed.
I believe you should apologize to Rosalind and Kiera, don't you?
Of course you are correct. And I will do so the next time I see them.
I do, however, have another question for you. Did you go to work today? Is that all you have to do?
Naturally it was. What else could have prevented me from keeping an eye on my daughter today?
I simply want to make sure you're certain about this. Is that what you claim you were doing?
You obviously have an idea about what I was up to, so why don't you just say it?
I just felt it was strange that you would have been called in on a Sunday. Rosalind, too, felt it was strange.
So, what's the big deal about it? It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. We have a major client that needed some work done today.
Very intriguing. You see, I have an old classmate who works for the same company as you. Do you know who I'm referring to?
Are you referring to Otis? Yes, I recognize him. How about him? We are both employed in the same department.
So I asked him about work today, and he told me that there were some major system upgrades being implemented and that no one was working because of the maintenance. He stated that it would have been difficult for him to complete any work today as a result of this. And yet, you're going to sit there and claim that you went to work today?
Wait a second, or are you trying to tell me that you were checking to see if I was speaking the truth about going to work today?
Perhaps. But don't you think I was justified in doing so? After all, I wouldn't have discovered your secret if I hadn't.
Ariel, hold on a second. Do you think we could discuss this in private, please?
And keep Rosalind out of this crucial discussion. I'm afraid we won't be able to do so.
But I simply wanted to say that I don't believe we need to go out and give Rosalind any more shocks today.
We're gonna talk about everything right now, okay?
Okay, you're correct. I lied about being in the office today since I didn't go to work. The fact is that I had an appointment with someone.
And who exactly was this person? Is she a secret lover? If you're talking so vaguely about who they are, it must be.
I wouldn't say she's my lover, but that appears to be overkill.
Nobody seems to care what titles you and this woman have chosen. The truth is that you're still seeing someone else.
That is correct. We first met 2 years ago. She was just my type, and the two of us got along great.
I apologize, but I don't recall asking how you two met or what you do together. I just wanted you to say you were cheating.
Okay, fine. We did, however, go on dates and even spend the night together on occasion.
I knew,
I'd really like to speak with Rosalind about this, so could you just hand her the phone right now?
You are welcome to try to talk to her, but I don't think she's going to listen to a word you have to say.
Please allow me to speak with my wife, okay?
Ariel then handed back the phone to Rosalind.
Rosalind here? I'm sure you believed your little secret would never get out, didn't you? And why are you so keen to look after Kiara? I suppose it was simply an excuse to meet up with this gal, huh?
Please allow me to explain myself. That's all I ask.
And what else is there to say?
I understand why you're furious, and I just want you to know that I never intended to put Kiara in danger, you know that? I'm just feeling like a terrible father right now.
So, I think meeting up with this other woman was more essential to you than Kiara's safety, right?
She messaged me out of the blue this morning, and she appeared irritated with me. I didn't want anything awful to happen, so I knew I needed to meet her this morning to attempt to make things right.
Is that the best you can come up with?
You don't get it. She was attempting to convince me that I should divorce you. I was afraid she'd tell you about us if I didn't do something to calm her down. That's why I had to see her today. She threatened to end our relationship if I did not come see her.
So, if you didn't divorce your wife, you were basically going to make things worse for yourself with this other woman?
I regret meeting her. I should have blocked her right immediately.
Is that true? It's difficult for me to accept that after she threatened to end your relationship, you have to love her a lot to accomplish it.
But I don't love her nearly as much as I love you. You have to trust me.
Bernie, I don't want to hear your pitiful explanations. In fact, you are free to marry her if you so desire.
No way. I'm not going to marry her. I don't like her like that because she's only a fling. She could never be a decent partner to me, which is why I want to end things with her.
You keep repeating that, yet your actions continue to speak to the contrary.
To be honest, I like her face, but the rest of her is really mediocre. She also comes from a low-income household and works a lot of evenings. When you think about it, she's really bad all over.
I'm not sure whether you realize how terrible you sound talking about someone else in that way, huh?
What precisely do you mean? I'm not saying those things about you. Don't you see that I prefer you than her?
Did you truly believe that criticizing your secret lover would make me feel better about myself? If that was your intention, prepare for a surprise. But I suppose I now know what kind of person you are.
I just wanted you to know that I genuinely don't want to marry her. I was merely explaining why. You're the only woman I love.
I don't want to think about you at all. Do you realize how bad you are?
Please, Rosalind, don't be like this. I'm sure we can work it out.
You're a terrible, terrible man.
I don't think you should be furious with me. Instead, we should be mad at this other woman for getting in our way.
Okay, then give me her phone number.
You want her phone number? But what will you do with it?
So I'll phone her and tell her I'm your wife. I'll also inform her that I'll be leaving you and that she may have you all to herself if she so desires.
You're not going to divorce me. But why? We don't need to go that far, do we?
Of course I'm divorcing you. Did you honestly believe I would forgive you after everything you've done to this family?
Rosalind, please don't behave like this. This does not have to be the end of it. I have the ability to change. I guarantee I'll improve.
Just give me her phone number and I'll leave the rest up to you two to discuss.
You can't be this serious, can you?
I guess you won't know unless you give me her phone number.
Okay. I'll provide you with her phone number. Just attempt to persuade her to avoid me.
And since I don't want to see you today, I'm going to remain at Ariel's place.
I get it. But you're going to return home, right?
Who knows? Perhaps I'll just stay and live there. It would be preferable to moving back in with you. Following that, I called my husband's secret lover and we had a short talk. I told her everything he said about marrying her, even showed her screenshots of the messages. Apparently, Bernie had pledged to marry this woman one day, so she was taken aback by what she saw. In fact, I believe she started to dislike him at that point. The divorce was completed quickly. He pays me alimony and child support every month and may only see Kiera twice a month on supervised visits. I've been living with Ariel ever since and haven't given Bernie any thought.
Albert, hello. Are you not planning on coming home for dinner today? You haven't gone home in a long time. I prepared dinner for you, but should I just put it in the fridge like usual?
Sorry, but I won't be available tonight. Don't be concerned. You could possibly catch me in the morning. You had best have some breakfast ready for me.
I just indicated that I'll save your dinner for the morning. When you wake up and want to consume it, simply microwave it. You say you'll come returning in the morning, but you'll be back before sunrise, right? 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? I don't want to get up at that time, so I'll leave you to eat your breakfast whenever you like.
What exactly are you on about? You're my wife, right? And you're not going to prepare me a home-cooked breakfast? Now hurry up. We can't afford to be that sluggish. Do you know who pays the bills around the house? So you'd best treat me well.
I don't think I've ever been so reliant on your earnings. You are aware that I work equally as hard as you. So I'm not sure what you're implying.
Wait, you can't be serious, can you? Do you work at home? Why would you believe we're even on the same level? Stop questioning what I'm saying and cook me breakfast when I get home. It had better be hot.
Are you out drinking again?
I am free to spend my money however I see fit. After all, I worked hard for it. Anyway, I need to chat to you about something. That's why I'm reaching out, so brace yourself for some conversation.
So why don't you come home, and we can discuss it in person?
After all, it relieves some of the pressure on me and you. Besides, this beer isn't going to consume itself, right?
So you're not going to tell me when you're going to be sober? You're not thinking clearly, are you?
Stop worrying about me and start paying attention. I've decided to divorce right now. So, best of luck.
What exactly are you talking about? Do you wish to give your words some thought?
Nothing needs to be thought about. This has been bothering me for months. So, I am relieved to have gotten it off my chest. I have been looking forward to this for a long time. Okay, I've got some beverages to take care of with the boys. I'll get back to you later.
But wait, you can't end a conversation like that. If you want to have this discussion, we should do it in person when you're in a better frame of mind. Besides, if it's a divorce, we should both have a voice in whether we go through with it or not.
I keep telling you that I run this house. You rely solely on the money I produce via my labor. Why should you have any say in what I do with my life? You understand that all you have to do is listen to what I have to say and follow through?
You appear to be as intoxicated as ever. That doesn't surprise me.
Don't be concerned. When I speak, I am sober. These are my genuine desires. And if you're curious, it appears that our daughter has no issues with it as well.
What are you talking about? You mentioned that to Lily?
Yep, and it appears that she prefers Daddy to Mommy. Unfortunate you. She is a middle schooler after all, and she has every right to choose who she spends her time with. Unfortunately, it appears that you are not one of them.
You're saying Lily expressed an interest in living with you? When did this occur? This sounds like a fabrication you concocted.
You are free to believe whatever you wish, but keep in mind that she was embarrassed to be with a mother as elderly as you. After all, you are an elderly lady.
What were you saying?
Oh, tomorrow is your birthday, isn't it? What a terrible way to begin a day of celebration. But I suppose it'll be a happy day for me. How old are you turning again? I can hardly keep up.
Why are you bothering to inquire when I'll be 40?
40? Are you in your 40s? Are you kidding me? In that case, I think I made the correct decision. I mean, it appears that the clock was ticking for you until you were elderly. We're tired of dealing with elders like you. I can't believe I was married to a 40-year-old.
Albert, being in your 40s while your daughter is 14 is absolutely normal. In fact, I might even be on the younger end of things compared to some parents.
Have you been paying attention? Look around Lily's middle school for the other moms. They're all so young and stunning. In contrast, age hasn't done you any favors in terms of appearance. And you were such a lovely babe back then, weren't you? But take a look at yourself now. You're just a middle-aged tag that may be seen any place in town.
Why do you feel the need to say things like that? I'm not going to get younger just because you're no longer interested in me.
I'm simply telling you the truth. Simply accept it. You are no longer appealing. You're no longer qualified to be my wife.
All right. I see what you're saying. So both you and my own daughter thought of me in that light. Is that what you mean?
I'm saying you've been replaced.
What do you mean?
She's 23 years old and stunning. Not to mention that Lily seems to get along well with her. So you're no longer an option. You've been discarded like garbage?
You've been lying to me all along?
When did I ever imply something like that? I guarantee you that I have done nothing with this new female. All I said was that once I was finished with you, we should be married. I'm not that scumbag to juggle two women at the same time. This lady is the daughter of a very wealthy businessman. I'll even find a new job at her father's. That's like winning the lotto. You'd be a fool if you didn't finalize the divorce if you were in my situation. Which of the same people would stay with you after such an attractive offer?
I honestly don't care about your well-being or anything else at this point, but doesn't that seem a little suspicious? Just don't come to me crying and pleading to be back together when things go wrong.
Come on. There's no reason to be such a wuss. Anyway, it's all your fault. I know ladies who age like great wine. But you don't care about your own beauty, and as a result, you've lost everything.
So you understand that I will not be held accountable for anything that occurs to you. I didn't want to hear from you again requesting my assistance. You already know what my response will be. Let me ask you this once more. Are you sure you want to do this? You won't have any regrets?
What's the point? Why would I prefer a 40-year-old hag like you over an attractive 20-year-old girl? Lily is also okay with it. So, as a proud father, I must follow my daughter's wishes in life, correct? It's time you left my life. Whatever. I'm not going to see you. And that's done. But please leave me some breakfast, okay? Actually, when I go home, I might ask you to sign the divorce papers.
30 minutes later.
Good day, Ciara. I apologize for reaching you so late at night. I'm not sure if you recall, but my name is Daniel, Albert's coworker.
Oh, Daniel, I recall you. Is there anything I can do to help you? Sorry, but I'm not in the appropriate frame of mind right now.
I understand. The first thing I should say is that I was out drinking with Albert, and it appears that he lashed out at you after a few too many drinks.
It doesn't really matter. I could tell he wasn't a good person right away.
I sincerely apologize. I tried to talk him out of it and stop him, but he wouldn't listen. I mean, I know how sweet you are, and I know Albert will regret it afterwards.
So, Thank you very much. I'm relieved that at least one person understands how to treat others with dignity. Was that all you wanted to say? I appreciate the message, but I believe I require some alone time.
Sorry, but I won't keep you for long. But as you're probably aware, Albert is also going to marry someone. Some 20-something named Jasmine.
Right. And my daughter seemed to be fully content with her new mother. Isn't she the daughter of a wealthy businessman or something? Albert was actually ecstatic about it.
Right? However, after conducting some of my own research, it appears that there is much more to the story than I first assumed.
What precisely do you mean?
To begin with, this Jasmine girl seemed to be simply interested in playing with Albert. She's probably simply taking advantage of him for his money or something. But of course he assumed there was more to it than that, and is now convinced that they will marry. In the future. I've repeatedly informed him that she's just exploiting him, but he's too arrogant about the situation to listen.
He kept talking about moving in with her and getting a job at her father's place of business as if it'll put him up for life or something. He seemed to be fairly certain it was happening as well. I know he's pitiful, but even he's clever enough not to blindly believe someone who hasn't provided evidence.
That's why I'm a little worried about the whole situation. Why would a young, beautiful girl suddenly choose to marry such a man? There has to be a catch somewhere.
You call it a catch, don't you?
The story about Jasmine being the daughter of a CEO is already suspect. I have some reservations. I was present when Albert first met her. We were drinking at a pub when she approached him unexpectedly. I was dubious even then, but I don't see why a young woman like her would take on a man in his 30s and his 14-year-old daughter.
That's how they got together. I suppose if an attractive woman approached him, that moron may fall for it.
I obviously can't say for certain, but I'm sure you're aware that Albert makes a good living. So it wouldn't surprise me in the least if she's just a gold digger pretending to have a wealthy parent to entice him.
Right. I completely understand. And why, by the way, are you telling me all of this?
He's also attempting to enlist the assistance of your daughter, Lily. I'm not sure when he brought her along to meet Jasmine, but he's not paying attention to anything I say, so I thought I'd bring it up to you as a last-ditch effort to make things right. However, it is entirely your decision whether or not to proceed with everything. After all, he did tell you all of those things.
I'm grateful you told me about some of the specifics of the issue, but I honestly don't care what happens to him after being verbally attacked like that. If his position worsens, I'll officially take custody of my kid and force her to live with me. But for the time being, I'll just wait and see what happens. But once again, I appreciate your effort in attempting to handle everything to the best of your ability.
I just wanted to make you aware of the situation. I've known Albert for a while, and I want him to succeed in his personal life, but he went way too far this time. Just don't let whatever he says to you get into your thoughts. I can't do much, but if you need someone to look into Albert's activities, please let me know.
Right. I may accept your offer at some point. Thanks. 1 month later.
Ciara, hello. It's me. I hope everything has gone well for you. Too long has passed.
What are you looking for? I assumed you wouldn't contact me again.
Well, I suppose I did say that, but as you can see, certain problems have arisen, and I decided to contact you.
Let me make a guess. The female you were seeing stole all of your money one morning?
How did you know about this?
Because it was all so predictable. And of course, you were duped. This is what you get for believing in a stunning girl much younger than you. In any case, why would a girl like her want to date you?
No, you don't get it. She's completely insane. I need your assistance. Everything she said from the start was a complete falsehood. She does not come from a wealthy family. She doesn't even own a house. And by the time I recognized it, she had stolen my bank account information. She's got all of my money.
What became of Lily? Is she all right?
Yes. She is currently staying at my parents' house.
Oh, okay. I'm not interested in you, but I'm relieved she appears to be in a secure place. So I'm assuming your parents are aware of all that has occurred?
No, I haven't revealed anything to them. To be honest, I didn't even tell them I'd broken up with you. You know my parents? They're usually so outdated.
Do you genuinely believe that's your most pressing concern right now? They were certain to find out at some point.
I know, but wait. I was so preoccupied with the problem with Jasmine that I couldn't think of anything else. And I was thinking about everything that had happened, and I realized I needed to apologize for everything I had done to you.
Isn't it past time? But you're probably just apologizing to me since you were taken advantage of by that woman. Have nowhere to turn. Is that right?
No, it isn't like that. Even if I had planned to marry Jasmine, I would have called it off and returned to you. That's exactly how I feel. I desperately need you to return to my life.
Why should I believe a word you say? Do you have any feelings of shame? Albert, you are completely pitiful. I will not assist you in any manner, no matter what you tell me. You were warned.
Wait, just a moment, please. I really just want to sit down with you and speak about everything. That's all. I don't know what I can do right now. I don't even have enough money to pay off my debts in this place. Please, you have to assist me.
So why don't you move out and then back into your parents' house? Why should I suddenly have to deal with your troubles?
Because I have been assisting you with all of your expenses for over 10 years. What gives you the right to refuse to assist me?
Sure, but you were the one who kicked me out of that house without hesitation in the first place. I'm already living on my own in a house, therefore I'm no longer reliant on you. I was never reliant on your salary when we lived together. So deal with it yourself. If you work full-time, you should be able to recoup somehow, right? I mean, it's your fault you're in this mess.
Sure, but I still haven't told you anything.
You quit your work since you're so thrilled about gaining a new position at Jasmine's father's place. Is that what happened?
She said she would. She used me like that simply to throw me away. I was going to have a consistent salary after joining her father's firm. That was the plan. I even approached him, and he told me that the first payment will be more than $10,000.
Have you ever met her father? And do you agree?
Of course I did. Why would I not believe him if he told me that directly to my face? He was much younger than I had thought. I'm guessing he was in on it as well. He's most likely not connected to Jasmine.
It appears to be a multi-layered hoax, and you fell straight for it. Don't tell me he demanded a deposit when you first discussed working for him.
Sure thing. When I joined the company, he informed me I could acquire stock in it. He claims that if I pay in full when I begin, I will get the best deal, that I could have it back at any time.
How foolish can you get? When you hear that, how could you not suspect the work is a sham? I imagine you were head over heels in love with this Jasmine girl. You're pitiful.
She sounded very sincere about everything. She has a wonderful way with words. That would have fooled anyone.
I spoke with your friend Daniel, and he seemed wary of her. He was concerned not only about me, but also about your coworker. If only you were as genuine as he was.
I know. I should have trusted Daniel from the start. I owe him an apology for not believing what he had to say. Yes, perhaps he'll assist me in getting out of this predicament. It's really aggravating because no matter how many times I contact him, he doesn't pick up the phone.
Has he blocked you? I mean, from what I recall, you two were quite close as coworkers.
Oh, no. I made a mistake by punching him.
Excuse me?
See, he was being pretty forceful about who I should or shouldn't date, and it irritated me that he was attempting to control me. And we got into a brawl after a night of drinking. And then, without thinking, I punched him. Damn it. He threatened to sue me and demand that I pay his hospital bills. Do you have any sympathy for me? I'm constantly being pushed around and treated as a toy. And what is it that I always get? There is nothing.
I do feel horrible for my daughter. You are without a doubt one of the most pitiful men I've ever met. I'm glad we split so I didn't have to deal with any of this face to face. Even thinking about the what-ifs of continuing to be with you sends goosebumps down my spine.
I know we've been through a lot, but I'm a better man now than I was when I was younger. I reflected on what I'd done to you and felt terrible about it. I swear I'll treat you better. So how about we get back together for good? Also, for Lily's sake.
Why would I agree to that? You were literally attempting to cheat on me and pushing me out of your life. Go find a new girl to defraud.
Are you being too harsh, Ciara? We had been together for nearly a decade.
You said I was an old hag who is becoming worse with age. After all of that, I don't think you have the right to label me harsh. From the minute you were cold to me, I knew this was going to happen. And I knew you'd be duped the instant you introduced this new chick. Think about it. Which young lady wants you for reasons other than money?
Damn it!
And now that you've been squeezed dry of all you own, it's no surprise you've been evicted. You may label me as an old tag all you want, but you're 37 as well. I might have thought about getting back with you if there was one thing I still enjoyed about you. However, take a look at yourself. Who would ever want to be around you?
Even you've gone too far.
Perhaps. But I figured it'd be best if I got it all out of my system while I still had the strength to do it. But it's just as you stated. It's so much simpler to blabber about my thoughts when I've had a few drinks.
Following that, Albert made every effort to find out where I live. Fortunately, I had relocated well out of the area and was now living in a peaceful town. I've heard that he still walks around town looking for any hints regarding my whereabouts, but I'm confident he'll never reach me. His parents had definitely learned about everything that had occurred and had a few words for him. In the end, Lily was taken off of him, and they're living as a family of 3 excluding Albert. Daniel, his former co-worker, never bothers to contact Albert again. I'm sure it hurt him to lose everyone in his life who could aid him. But with no friends or family and no employment to support himself, I'm curious about his future. Intentions. I also learned through Daniel that the scammers who tried to swindle Albert were caught for money laundering. I think I couldn't have gotten rid of my troublesome ex-husband without them. I'm much better off without him. So, in an odd sense, I'm grateful for their efforts.
Selena, what are you up to? Have you finished preparing lunch yet? What is taking so long? You're not that good in the kitchen for a housewife, are you?
Keelan, I'm not home today. As I previously stated, I have a job today. I made your lunch yesterday, so you can take it out of the fridge and heat it up if you're hungry. It has been labeled for you.
Oh my God. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for making up such stories? Not to mention making your mother-in-law eat cold leftovers. You can't possibly do anything properly, can you?
They aren't stale leftovers. I made it for you for lunch, like I mentioned, and you may reheat it in the microwave. And I'm not making things up. What am I meant to be lying about?
Oh, I know you're a full-time housewife swindling my son's money. You don't have to appear to be employed or anything. Are you out shopping or something?
What gives you that impression? And why would I fabricate a lie in the first place? You can ask Roger about it when you see him.
I'm sure you're telling your horrible housewife buddies about me. It's very bad. Why aren't you down at the fertility clinic if you have so much spare time?
Why are you bringing it up now?
Despite the fact that you claim to be a full-time housewife, you go out and leave the tasks unfinished so you may gossip about me. And how come you and Roger haven't had any children? It must be your fault because I have yet to have a grandchild. Do you not believe you should take some responsibility and act? Roger is a sad case.
I don't need to visit a fertility clinic because children are a blessing. If it happens, it happens. And, besides, I do have a job. Because of the epidemic, I mainly work from home these days, but there are instances when I need to visit the workplace. I'm sure I've mentioned it before.
Even though Felix purchased a wonderful home for the two of you to live in, I can see it going to waste in your hands. Aren't you ashamed to call yourself a housewife?
I don't consider myself a housewife. I told you I have a job. What are you on about? The house is fine.
To be honest, Roger does not deserve such treatment.
What exactly do you mean by that?
He was finally able to accumulate enough money to buy a brand new house because of all of his hard work over the years. And yet, his wife is doing nothing to keep it. Simply sitting around idly, day after day, allowing the place to degrade. After all, you are a parasite.
Did Roger truly say any of that?
What do you mean?
Did Roger inform you that he had purchased the house?
He, of course, purchased the house. It's unmistakable. I'm not even going to ask him.
Isn't that correct? If you say so. Anyway, I'm about to start working again, so no more texts from me till I return home. And don't forget about your lunch in the fridge. I made it especially for you, so I'm confident you'll be fine.
You're such a heartless woman. I'm not sure how Roger married a useless lady like you. Oh, my boy.
Good day, Keelan. What did you tell your mom about the house, Roger?
Huh? What exactly is going on? What about the house? Is something going on?
Why does your mother believe you purchased the house? Did you tell her about it? I believe you should explain the situation to her.
Oh, come on, that's unnecessary. Anyway, why would I deliberately say something that would irritate her?
What do you mean, irritate her? How about me? Your mom doesn't seem to realize I'm working. It goes in one ear and out the other no matter how many times I explain it to her. She even referred to me as a parasite. She accused me of living on your money. Doesn't that worry you in the least?
To be honest, it doesn't.
Roger, are you serious?
It's impossible to avoid. You know she's at that age now? She was set in her ways and all that. It is too late for her to change her ways. I wouldn't put too much stock in what she says. Simply allow her to believe whatever she wants. It's not a huge deal. I believe we should just let her believe that her son worked well and was able to get a wonderful house. That way, she'll be happier. Don't you think it's best for all three of us if we just leave it? What's the issue?
I'm not bothered if she believes it. Or, more accurately, I don't care either way. However, it becomes a problem when she resents me for it. She's continually insulting me and moaning about everything I do. To be absolutely honest, I'm over it. Can't you just tell her what's going on and end it? I'm tired of dealing with it.
As I previously stated, why would I go out of my way to say something that would irritate her?
Don't you want your wife and mother to get along with one another? Are you all right with us fighting all the time?
Selena, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm busy right now. I'll call you later.
Busy? So, what are you doing?
You know, this and that. I don't have time to go into detail.
Have you been looking for work lately? Why are you so busy when you haven't even gone to an interview in months?
It's not important, okay? Could you please leave me alone? Anyway, whatever you two are going through has nothing to do with me. You're both women, so you should be able to get along. I'll leave you to it. I don't want to become involved.
But you are the source of her resentment. Roger, this isn't right.
That's all. I'm done with you. You must get out of this house immediately. Stop taking advantage of my son.
Please excuse me?
If you're not going to behave like a respectable wife, I'm not going to allow you freeload on my son any longer, you parasite. So I demand that you leave.
What exactly are you on about? You want me to go? Why? I've always been nice to you. After all, you're the one who made the decision to come and live with us in the first place. And now you want me to go? Do you believe that will happen?
Oh, I know it'll happen. I'm Roger's mother, after all. I have the authority to make decisions about who resides in our home.
Despite the fact that none of you owns the house?
You've done it again. Acting all lofty and powerful. You have no right to minimize his accomplishments. He's been working for years to be able to afford this property. You should express your gratitude to him. To be honest, your terrible attitude is exactly why you're a parasite. A housewife who is unable to bear children and refuses to do housekeeping has no value in our world. There is no worth at all.
What an archaic mindset. I'm almost impressed that you can say it with a straight face despite having no knowledge of the subject.
You aim to mock me in addition to badmouthing my son?
No way. In fact, if you insist, I intend to honor your request.
Excellent. So you'll be leaving right away? I feel like my luck is dwindling with every second you spend in this house. So you do me a favor and depart the house as soon as feasible.
Fine. If that's how you feel, I suppose there's nothing you can do. I'll be gone before you realize it.
It's about time. My son and I shall be liberated from your oppressive presence. As you may imagine, living in the same house as a filthy parasite like you has been quite stressful for me.
Now you're truly overstepping your bounds. Do you suppose I'll just accept that? This is known as verbal abuse.
I couldn't care less how you feel about it. You'll be out of the home anyhow. Roger's house, by the way, was purchased with money acquired through effort and tears. We don't want a parasite like you hanging around who doesn't give anything to the house. Please just leave us alone.
Sure, why not? Then I'll just sell the house.
What? What exactly do you mean?
Keelan, farewell.
Just a moment, young lady! Please explain what you meant. What exactly do you mean, sell the house? What exactly do you intend to do?
You may wonder how. It is, after all, my home. So, if you insist on my leaving, I suppose I'll have no choice but to sell it. Unless you decide to leave, in which case I will almost certainly sell it. After all, it is a lovely home, as you stated. I'm confident I'll be able to sell it quickly. But, in any case, you no longer have to put up with a nasty parasite like me. Does that make you feel better?
Wait a second. What exactly is going on? What exactly are you saying? What exactly do you mean by your house? What do you mean? You've been babbling all along. You can't possibly do all of that. Don't act as though this house is yours when Roger has worked hard for years to afford it. You have no right to disrespect my son.
I'm not mocking anyone. The truth is, I own this house. In the legal sense.
How can that be?
I paid for it with my money. The contract is in my name.
I don't comprehend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you astonished that the house you've been living in all this time, which you thought belonged to your son, now belongs to your cold-hearted, parasitic daughter-in-law? Do you need a moment to digest that? The house is mine, therefore if you want me to leave, you must buy it from me. Not that your Roger has the funds to do so, but you are welcome to try.
What exactly is going on here? So this isn't Roger's house?
That's what I've been trying to tell you all along. Roger, by the way, hasn't worked in over a year. He is unemployed.
What exactly is he?
Oh, he didn't seem to tell you, did he? He initially attempted to locate another employment, but gave up when he could not find immediate success. He hasn't had a job interview in months, nor has he sent out a CV. This entire time, he's been living off of my money.
So, where has he been all day?
He generally drives to the drive-thru down the road and spends the entire day there. He occasionally goes out to the racecourse to wager or simply waits at a pub until it gets dark. Or he just spends the day at his girlfriend's house playing video games.
What do you mean his girlfriend's house? Gambling?
You're not telling the truth. You're making stuff up yet again. None of those things would ever occur to Roger. You are free to believe whatever you wish. However, it will not affect the fact that what I have just told you is true. You can ask him. It wasn't him who has been there for you the whole time, it's been me. I've let you both live in my house and have covered all of your bills. You didn't know anything about it.
No way. Are you sure Roger is unemployed? That cannot be true. It's illogical. How have you been able to exist if neither of you are working?
How many times do I have to say this? I'm employed. I do my work from home. I've been working since before Roger and I were married, so I've accumulated some savings. But I can't continue to live in the same house with you two and deal with your behavior. I'll be leaving this place, so I'll sell the house.
But wait a minute. Where are we going if what you say is true? We make no money. How will we survive?
I've got no idea. You'll have to work things out with your scumbag son and decide for yourselves.
You have no right to label my son a scumbag. That's a terrible thing to say about your own hubby.
That's the truth. He is unemployed, therefore I doubt he will be able to pay alimony if I divorce him. But, since we've arrived at this stage, I've decided to divorce him. In the best-case scenario, his girlfriend will pay his legal bills.
What's the point? You intend to divorce him and sell your home? Are you certain?
Obviously, I'm serious. Why would I want to stay in this house and support my unfaithful husband? I'm not interested. In any case, please decide whether the two of you will leave the house or stay and buy it from me. Because the property market is still on the rise, I encourage you make your decision as soon as possible.
Remove it immediately. How did you do it? You're Roger's wife, right? I'll admit that I was unaware of his unemployment. However, everyone experiences difficulties in life. And it's your obligation as his wife to be there for him when things become tough.
I did back him up. Actually, for an entire year. I put up with your verbal and physical assaults. I tolerated his deception and let him gamble away my money. But this is where it all comes down to. To be honest, I'm at a loss for words.
But you can't just compel us to leave. You are not thinking clearly. Consider the consequences of your actions.
And have you too considered my situation? Huh?
What precisely do you mean?
Did you try to compel me to leave? You mistook this for Roger's home. Did you consider what I would do? Where would I go?
Couldn't you just go back to live with your folks or something?
My folks live on the other side of the country. You had completely forgotten about me. So you have no right to complain when I treat you similarly.
What exactly are you attempting to say?
How many times do I need to say it? I'm going to sell the house. If you want me to leave, I must sell it. Because it's my residence. Do you understand now? I don't care where you and your scumbag son go.
How can you have such a callous attitude toward us? We're a part of your family.
Nope. You're just some other people who have nothing to do with me after the divorce is finalized. I'm not acting irresponsibly. Although I'm sure you went white as a sheep during this conversation, I've reached my limit. This is the course of action I've been compelled to take. You realize that everything is your fault, right? So make your bed and sleep in it.
Please, Selena, think about Roger and me for a moment.
I'm done thinking about you too. I no longer need any of you in my life. No matter how hard you try, I've already made up my mind. I no longer have feelings for either of you. And when he stopped looking for work and began cheating on me with another woman, I went frigid. I'm glad I made the decision to divorce him. By the way, I've informed Roger about the situation. Good day to you, Keelan.
Selena, pause. Roger is currently unemployed, so how are we expected to survive? Who is going to back us up?
Who knows? Certainly not me. I suppose you'll have to obtain a job. After all, you're not old enough to qualify for a pension. For the time being, if you want to survive, you'll have to work. That, or make your son work. In any case, it is no longer relevant to me.
Selena, please rethink.
Why would I do something like that?
I can't deny that we've had a few misunderstandings thus far. But, from now on, let's strive to get along better. It is still not too late. I'm available to assist you around the house. Let us three look after each other. Because we are family, we must support one another.
Think about it. Your attitude toward me has changed now that you're in danger. Sorry, but it is too late. But I must say, that made me laugh. Anyway, from now on, you and I are strangers, so stop referring to the three of us as family. Have you ever treated me like family before? And now that it's convenient, you want to get along with me?
I get it. I sincerely apologize for anything I've done to you. Please don't desert us. We have nowhere to go. And I can't seem to find work.
So I know where your son gets it. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you want to survive, you must stop grumbling and start seeking for a job. Good luck with your job searches, both of you. You're going to need it. After that, thank you, Keelan discovered the truth about her son and recognized what I told her was accurate. Roger was ultimately stumped. He was divorced, jobless, and obliged to pay alimony since he had been adulterous and abusive. He couldn't do anything to save himself.